All right, so I'm
I think this was a ranked match. I don't remember.
taking you were in comms with Hobo for this game.
I was, yes.
All right, let's take a look what happened. I really don't like this map because of the thing that's blocking the goal view.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, other than that, I like this map, but for a replay view, it's not the best.
I just find it doesn't run smoothly for me.
Oh, that's
I think
annoying.
there's just they're doing too much and it micro stutters for me. It's like this map specifically. All right, so nice epic backflip there at the.
Yeah. So even I don't know. That's hard to say. I mean, it's easy to say because you backflipped, but if you didn't backflip, not sure
It's
who would have.
definitely a doable angle for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
I was thinking he had you beat Crush, but that's fair. Just the backflip happens. Another good at backflip.
Yeah, that was a panicked position because I didn't need to run at the wall like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Get out, pick up that, and rotate behind Hobo. Nope, that was a miscue on my part.
What is happening here? All right, so yeah.
I don't know. Did I get that boost? Because I know the replay always kind of is weird about it. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah. So, what am I doing?
So I got bumped there.
All right.
Oh no, I didn't grab it. Okay, so I already had 100.
Yeah, you had it. Yeah, I would not have turned here because you had ball came on. You knew Hobo was though. My only guess that maybe you called for it and that's why Hobo turned off.
That would, yeah, only makes it. Even then, that wasn't my ball challenge.
Yeah, that was definitely.
I could have just recovered.
Yeah, just stay back. Let Hobo go for that. Staying on it in the corner. That's good.
No, I probably could have grabbed a couple pads.
I want
I'd
to
imagine.
see how Hobo is positioned. Because I'm also going to just look at how Hobo's positioning as well. Because of the stuff that.
Oh, it's horrible. Don't worry. He's a struggle. Me and him always struggled to play together.
Yeah, I would not go for this as I was Hobo. Just because you're already in the corner. So, here, you should really be, I mean, like, back here, that's fine.
His nickname in our in the Shark servers, I swear I rotated back post. So
that's funny. Yeah, but since you're already in corner and Wiki's on it, he's trying to pass it to his teammate Dream so he can get the shot. With Hobo going for this, not just a free goal for them. Well, he should just wait. You're probably going to challenge it. Either he's going to get the pass out or you're going to pinch it go out this way. And either way, then Hobo would be able to control it. But yeah, Hobo should not have pushed out here. But luckily, it worked out this time.
So look for pads. Hobo's rotating back.
You had to challenge him there. That's good. Here, you're both going
calling him off.
Yeah.
So at this stage, I would have seen him and called it. I would have been chasing this one down like a motherfucker. Seeing that before he turns. And I think
I would say, so I'm going to go to your perspective since it's technically your replay. Is that, so like if you call it here, but then you see him flip, he's probably going to be, because ideally you should want to pass, whoever gets this, just pass him in the middle so it's not insane pressure. So I would say then call, because he's still mid flip here, to call for him to go it and repeat it for you to make sure he knows. So then you can turn upfield, because at this point, the angle is better for Hobo. So here, so once Hobo lands like here, then he can churn for the ball and control it and get it mid, and then you can churn like this. This would be a pass, because right now I'm pretty sure the other team is still
behind us. Yeah, they're nowhere relevant.
Yeah, so like, well, yeah, one of you could score, but it makes it way easier if one of you get mid. And right now, I mean, yeah, either you could have gone for this, but I think by this point, but Hobo has a bit of a better angle on it, and then you can churn get mid. So, but yeah, initially on your first flip, yeah, basically, just make sure you're never on the same kind of spot.
Yeah, see, I didn't even end up doing anything anyways.
Yeah, and just slow it down.
Hobo's backing off. Should be trying to buy him some time here.
Here, I would have pushed, because Hobo's going back. And with the space, because like here, you just kind of drift this way. If Dream recognized that, he'd cut around, and depending on like how much boost he can boom, hit this downfield, then Quickie can turn it, and neither are going to be back yet. Where if you apply pressure, you should be able to at least get a touch on it. Might not be able to be a goal, but you're giving you Hobo more time to get back. Or if you want a fake challenge, then just turn like this, so makes him do something and then go back.
Yeah, okay, so, be on the opposite side of the field as him.
Yeah. So make sure, so that gives Hobo a little bit more time to get back this way. We'll pick up these boost pads ideally, and then you can either fake challenge or get an actual challenge. And if fake, you can just go back that way in those boost pad lines, and you should be able to be back in time if they do anything with it. But instead, he just has the time, and he gets past you, and then Hobo's in a 1-1-1. But deals with it fine.
I should have been backing off by that stage.
Yeah, again, rotating, you're both in the same exact spot. So get a little closer so I can see this a little bit better. So at this point, let's see. Don't get the best touch, which is unfortunate.
Touch. Yeah, no kidding.
I'm trying to think. So like honestly here, what I would probably do if I was in Hobo's spot. How you doing? So if I was in a position here, I would actually just start to slowly go back in case, so start shadowing defending, just so that you have more time to try to get to him and interfere. Because if he challenges here and Gene just pops over, then neither of you can be able to do anything about it. But if you continue to just go back, but not go all the way back, give him super mass space, so just good shadow defense here.
Yeah, I definitely didn't need to chase in the line I did, because I see even when I land, I immediately basically adjust myself to be chasing behind the ball, where I could have taken the advantage and gone for like a wide boost lane and how like the bottom of the circle, the field, got myself a better line.
Yeah, so he just gets past Hobo, and now you're both kind of in the same exact spot. So yeah, I mean, going for the bump up isn't a bad idea. I probably would have done the same thing. But then once you realize he's past you, I mean, you do it exactly as I would probably have done it. Try to get a bump, but it doesn't work, so then go back. I'll just have Hobo shadow defend instead of trying to go for a challenge there.
Put a little more, yeah.
Managed to get the save, which is good.
I've gotten into a new habit of whenever I'm rotating out of the offensive zone, I hit the four pads in the circle. I noticed in that one I didn't do it. I kind of did like touch the one pad and turned around, but
yeah, no, that was a good rotation though. Got it centered, then you turned for it and scored. What? I need to watch this from what is Hobo doing? Sees low on boost. He sees the big boost pad and is blinded by it. That's all he sees.
Vision.
No idea what's happening.
Yeah. So here, what I would recommend if Hobo gets in, is try to, you can see kind of trail kind of land here. Ideally, when you land, if you know. So your teammate's on the ball doing something with it, try to grab these boost pads, and then by this point, so that you now have 24 boosts, you turn and see what the play's happening, and by that point saw the balls going up and going toward the backboard. So then at this point you can turn this way, and depending if he needs to go immediately, he can continue to grab those boost pads or have a bit of a wider rotation, because with grabbing all these boosts, that would be here 36. If you grab this one, that's 48, or goes
definitely enough to do.
Yeah, you can get enough to do a play. It's probably one of the biggest issues that really everyone for a long time is people just focus on the big boost way too much and not the small boost, because if he just turned by about this point, he'll be middle like here, and then he can push
for any quick player.
Yeah, and then he can start pushing for this, and you can rotate out and grab the small boost pads, or even go for that corner and then rotate out and then keep out the rotation up and pressure. Instead, it takes him a bit longer to get to the ball.
If I'd hit that circle like I'm doing now, I would have been there earlier. Yeah, stuck around too long. I'm overlapping Hobo. Jesus.
I'm thinking.
Hope, just rotate out.
What was it here? So my guess
right
is
there that I needed to get out.
My guess is here is that Hobo called you off, so that's why you have the first jump, and then yours out. It's his ball, so I'm just gonna leave it. I think that's fine. Here, did you have the boost for this? I didn't think you still. Oh, you still have plenty of boost. Yeah.
I feel like I want to get a replay analyzed, but I'm horribly terrified of the implications.
The only way to change your, only way to improve is to know what you need to improve, right?
Yep.
I know. But have you seen me play?
Well, maybe that's because you don't see yourself play enough. Oh, mic drop moment. I'm out.
No, I'm saying it's not good.
Alright. So back to this replay.
I'm just saying it's gonna take at least 10 minutes.
Oh, most replays reviews I take 45 minutes.
Yeah,
At least an hour then.
Time.
So here, I would not have turned for this.
Yeah.
Because Hobo's there. Did Hobo have boost though? Maybe he called you to go? He's 20 boost.
Not enough for him to be like, I'm committing to this fully, I know I'm getting it kind of thing.
Yeah, the only thing I asked, because he stays, I feel like this wasn't called because you're both going for this ball. So if you call you're going for it, he can then rotate out. But if it's not called here, just because you saw him, so we go to your perspective on this.
I should have rotated to midfield and kind of waited it out.
Actually, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna get a 2's replay real quick, because I don't think I do too good at saving them.
I don't know if I'm going to do any more tonight, but we'll definitely do more later on.
Yeah, just throw it in the replay submissions, and then just ask for it. Figure out a time.
Alright.
So yeah, when you landed here, so you jump, no, the Hobo's there. Instead of doing this early churn, what I would have done is just rotate around, grab this, and then get mid. Or because by this point, by the time you grab this point, you'll know whether or not he wins the ball, takes control of it, or loses it. Because here, if he gains control, then you get mid for him as pass jam. If he doesn't, you can keep going back as more safety and see how the play goes from there. But because you turn up and then you both end up going for the ball right here, both in their offensive corner, just something you never really want to do.
No, definitely not. I remember from hockey days, Coach always says you never go more than one into a corner because the ball's coming out no matter what.
Yep.
I missed that boost. What the fuck was I doing up there? I think I was expecting Hobo to get a big boom, and I kind of turned upfield expecting it. I missed that, or I kind of made contact. I should have rotated back immediately.
So here, I want to check it. Yeah, Hobo's on the boost here. He's missing small boosts. Not ideal. This is hard because he doesn't know how close people were. But if he, I mean, also, that's really close to like the curve of the wall, so it's hard to read. But if he could read this, grab that small boost, and then this one up here, and then bang that up to the corner where you are at. And then after that, he has time to grab some more boost for himself. Because no one's on the ball.
Perfect situation, that would have worked out beautifully, but
yeah,
that was definitely not the right decision.
So I think like you pushing up field isn't a terrible idea. You just didn't know he was going for boost and wasn't going to go for the ball.
Yeah, didn't know I was going to make it.
Yeah. And then you kind of.
Is it me or did I used to get more frame rates in Rocket League?
What?
The uncap the frame rate somehow. And I feel like I used to get more than just 200.
Yeah, I have less frame rates now too. I don't know what happened, why that is,
I
but
mean, it seems more stable, which is nice. But you know,
He got the big bump.
oh, that was a
Knocked
good
me out.
bump.
Wait, so what happened? How did we get caught out of position? So I kind of
Yeah,
let's look at the last like 10 seconds of this. So after I rotated back,
I want to take it
Hobo,
so I can actually see the goal.
just so I can. So, okay.
So this is where.
This was that awkward. I went up. He hit it back. I should have hit back post here.
Yeah, you went kind of mid, and then pushed out for this.
And then we're just sitting in net waiting for them.
You should not. You should not have pushed here.
No.
It was fine up to this point. Because right now, Quickie has an easy. You both are really close up to the ball, so you can easily just pop it over both of you. And I think you realize it, so that's when you turn back. But then you get caught in no man's land.
Yeah, it was too late by then.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Oh, we look back. You hit this.
Didn't need to cheat or
Now,
commit
like
to
here,
that.
you can like kind of push up a little bit by just grabbing the small boost pad that's here. So you can just grab this and turn it back around and see how this 50 happens here.
Because I should have been able to. Was Quickie in my view at that point?
Oh, let's find it. No, not that button. Yeah, he was.
He was. So I would have seen he's relevant. That ball is coming his way.
Yeah, so you go up for this.
Bad
CG.
touch, I see dream.
So
I was probably staring right at the ball and didn't
Yeah.
recognize Quickie.
Yeah, that's something that's so hard is the ball tunnel vision. It's like it's so hard to see professionals, but if you can like just notice a glimpse out of your eye, I'm like, oh, there's someone there. I need to get back. Because like you don't see him instantly when you land. Oh, let's go back a little furthermore.
Kind of pops out at the last.
So you hit this because like now you don't see him, but at the same time you
I
just
should have known. I should have
Yeah.
known because he was just in that corner. A
Yeah, he
second ago.
was.
I should have recognized that.
Yeah, so if, like at this point, you know he's coming across somewhere around here. So he's gonna be there for if this work comes out this way, and then let's say he's going for this boost, he can turn for that. So yeah, I would have just tried to focus. You see the small boost pad, just make a small rotation around and then get back towards the net and see what happens with the play. No, it's just a really good bump.
Yeah, not much you can do about that.
Nope. Maybe you could have gone up for the ball a little earlier, but still, it was a rough spot to be in.
Waiting for a rebound.
Oh, that's
Oh my
unfortunate.
god, what the f-
Did you just double jump?
I don't even know.
This is so unfortunate. Yeah, I think
I
you did.
did.
Just double jump to the getting the front flip. That sucks.
Okay, it happens.
That's just a mechanical mistake. It happens to everyone. And yeah, this is counter goal. Not much else. Just really unfortunate.
Speaks for itself. Alright, probably going to the right side. Yeah. Be getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, oh, okay. I mean, that worked. That really worked.
Yeah. Just waiting for his play, which is good.
Yeah, I know Hobo's way the fuck back there, but I dug myself into the corner. I didn't even get the
Yeah,
boost.
you
and I
spent
made it
too much
extremely
time.
difficult. So at this stage here, so like leading up to this here, I know Hobo's in the back. I'm in a proper shadowing position.
Mm-hmm.
How long do I wait for him? At what point would you have challenged this play and/or?
So I would not have challenged this. But I would like continue to so like here, you can push him. So now he's forced to go up. As soon as he goes up the wall, here, let me get into a better angle so we can actually see the goal. What I would have done here is, so you see he starts going up the wall. I was like, okay, he's gonna do something off the wall. I would have turned for this boost, and then what you can do is he might go for something off the ceiling. So what you can then do is go up on the backboard and jump off the backboard for an easier challenge than rather.
And you would do that knowing that you have no one in the back.
Oh yeah,
Kind of
I
covering
would.
your position.
Because
Fair.
even if you challenge him here, like if you do that now, he still has, so this amount of time he would be able to get up here by then. So he's a very good position. So it's important. So like either grab this boost and like get in a spot to challenge, but then in here you're kind of awkward. You kind of have to like turn around. So usually what I do in these situations is I go on the backboard and like I can hover down here, because here I know I can, if they're doing something in the ceiling, I can kind of jump off the wall by this point, or if they want to try to bring it down, I can jump down fairly quickly and stop that. I think that's like, you're in a rough spot one way or the other, but I think
I pulled it out, but that was definitely, I got baited in.
Yeah, essentially. And you just have like a, yeah, you kind of do what I said, you just didn't grab the boost.
Hey, let's go.
Hope had a little bit double commit, but you got the goal.
I'm so glad I got rid of that fucking flip. Changed my kickoffs. Okay, Hobo should be hitting back. I should know that. Don't need to panic. 100% 200 IQ play. And
just got the mistouch, which happens.
It's fine. Hobo's in that corner. I don't know if I should have waited for Hobo.
Yes, I would have waited. Just because you know your teammate's there.
Okay, so the replay I'm sending
it's
in
an
is a
awkward
solo
catch.
queue
I mean,
replay.
that's yeah.
It's not necessarily for today. I am playing it right now.
Set up. Look for the other opponent.
Yeah. So while Hobo shouldn't be rotating balls like he is, so ideally, what would happen here? Is Hobo start going for here, but then he should. I mean, he might have ball cam on, but you should call him off here. Say I got it, because it's coming to you. So that's right. So then Hobo would just rotate around, get into net, and so that it makes it easy for you to take the ball and you don't get in each other's way.
Does he actually commit to that, challenging that in the corner? Because I'm trying to think if I would have called him off in that spot. I think Hobo might actually just rip by. Kind of. He just does it awkwardly.
Yeah. Just like even just being there makes it super awkward for you.
Yeah.
So here, so it's like he continues going for it because he like takes that kind of line. What I would do is, once you see that he's still like at this point, like, all right, I need to turn off and then rotate around, and then you can tell him to go for it. So then when he gets here, like, oh, I can go for it. So then he can turn for it.
Yeah.
It's just a much safer thing to do. Because, like I mentioned, as much as possible, never have more than one person in the corner at a time. And then, yeah, kind of wait and gets lucky that they shoot at him.
That Hobo's committing. I'm waiting. Grabbing pads.
You're pushing up a little far there.
Yeah. I probably should have done that semicircle that you talked about earlier. Grab the 3 pads in front of the net, rotate behind Hobo so that I'm not leading this push.
Yeah.
But rather kind of supporting it if it goes wrong.
Yeah, 2s, like 3s, this is fine because then you have a third man, but in 2s, it's so much more dangerous because while no one is necessarily challenging Hobo right now, you're still super far up. I think you realize that and start to go back.
Go for a pinch.
Yeah, it just becomes super awkward. So you start to push up.
Good.
Right here would have been the sweet spot. Grab 3 pads and then loop. That would have given Hobo enough time to make that push and me be behind him.
Yeah, ideally the only thing is he's pushing up, so you want to make sure that not to get in, like maybe go for a bump on him, or just hope not to get bumped. So like even just going for this, because I know he grabs a small boost pad, so that's why I'm like, yeah, ideally you go for these and then you can kind of get in like that.
More lateral movement rather than
yeah, because he kind of takes a slow up the wall. Because like you pushed up at the speed you're going, but then he had to go up the wall and then came back down. He like did this kind of thing, and then you guys both met here. So really, even just grabbing this, and like you see, like I was going slow, then I need to turn because I think by that you were here, the other guy was like here. He's grabbing that pad, so then you turn around, and then by that point, then you can push for this one, and then start going out like that. Wrong button. There we go. Yeah, it just becomes really awkward. You're
Gave too much time.
Yeah. So at first you're pushing this too much because Hobo hasn't rotated back yet, but then you give him too much space. So yeah, I would not have flipped there. I would have just drove, and then once you get that full boost turn on it.
Created too much space by the time I landed.
Yeah, exactly. Flipping is extremely good if you know where you're going to land, you're going to go there anyways, and in the middle of your flip, you don't have any desire to turn whatsoever. That's when flips are good. But yeah, ideally, so... Yeah, so here...
Maybe cut it at the 2 pads in front of me, and then hit the left mid boost.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of pushing past that pad, fall back.
Well, even here, because it kind of mix of two things. So you bump Hobo into the corner, so you have no one back right now. So what I would have actually done is just kind of, okay, not that. These guys, I don't know. Well, hold on. Let me go see your perspective. What can you see here?
Okay, by the way, I'm done with my match and I uploaded my replay.
Nice. All right. All right. So you see him in the net, and you know the guy's kind of behind you. So what I would do here, is, I mean, this is hard because you think it's fairly close. So what do you? Yeah.
As soon as I realized he tagged that, I was like, I overcommitted that.
Yeah. I mean, of course, hindsight's 20/20, but I think ideally here would be to even grab this. You can grab here, and then by that point, the ball is like, oh, he's gonna beat me to that, and then rotate back this way, and then go back and challenge. That way, Hobo should have more time to get back. Or what you did instead, you like flipped. You hear him like, oh, like too much space, and then you flip this way, but then you gave too much space for him that way. So just knowing when to give space and when not to give space for both challenging and for your teammate to get back. Because Hobo should not have gone for that boost as well.
No, that definitely awkward.
Because when he gets bumped by you, unfortunate. Like, although it's so close, you can nearly taste it. He should just turn back immediately.
And there are other pads in the sea.
Yep.
There's always more boost on the field, you know?
Oh, can I grab that? Flipped away too. Yeah, that.
Yeah, and then you challenge.
One front flip gives you quite a bit of distance at full speed.
Yeah, you never really realize how much distance.
Quarter of the field.
Never really did how much distance you get on a flip until it puts you in a bad spot. Like, wait, I'm too far.
Okay. So Hobo's challenging. I should be setting up for a
rebound. Wait, I
rebound.
was just behind here. What
challenge that.
Oh yeah, sorry about the background noise, by the way.
Should be heading back immediately.
It's good not to go for that. Now challenging is good.
Yeah, see, that was that same situation that I almost got scored on earlier. But that time I didn't give him any space to set up.
Yeah, making sure that the opponents have no space to do anything is important. Unless you need to give your teammate time to get back, then you can support Shadow.
Glad I didn't do that. Ooh. Okay.
Here. Okay, no, that's fine. I was say he should have gone out sooner, but he was already boosting. I just couldn't see it from that perspective. So yeah, that's fine. Just waiting is good. Teammate's not back yet. It's not an ideal touch from Hobo.
No.
Got pretty lucky there.
If I had to pre-jump for that save. That's for sure.
Yeah. Want to go to Hobo's perspective here on this? I would not have jumped for this.
Yeah, I'm not too sure he had time to even let it drop a little bit more.
Yeah, honestly, what I would do here, so this is right before he jumped, or as he jumped rather, is so you can see how much space he still has. He can just let this ball drop to the ground. It's probably going to land somewhere here-ish. And then he can catch it, bring it to the corner, get boost, and then turn around. Because doing that controls the ball, and then also gives you time to get back into the play on defense or to help him out on offense. But yeah, he definitely did not need to jump for this. And he gets a poor touch. I think he was trying to get it back to you, but that's just something super risky to do.
That save.
Yeah.
So I have time. I should be controlling it here. Maybe looking for a pass, which I did.
Hobo's too far. So Hobo's way too far out right now.
He's probably low boost, I bet.
He keeps missing the boost.
Going for the pads, but like hesitated.
He's so close to them.
I know. So like,
he like goes towards them and then just doesn't.
It's kind of the same as, except you and Hobo are in reverse, where you have the ball and Hobo's pushed up too far now. Because really, in twos, you should either be parallel with your teammate or a little bit behind them when you're trying to push up for the pass. And he's also on the complete opposite side of the field. Like, granted, you could flag it to him, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do.
No, when I have it on my car, if I'd gotten a decent flick then, but I think I drop it just before I go for the pass.
Yeah.
And Dream gives Dream enough time to actually challenge that.
Yeah. So like here, I would say being in like this area would be best, because that's much easier to get into you, and even if you do have a hard flick, he has time to get around it and then get a shot on.
Very true. Yeah.
Or if it's even a shorter pass, then he can get to that much more quicker. Just a little bit too far out, and like, I know this isn't exact, but he should not be in front of that.
Yeah.
So like more over here, be ideal. And if Dream was able to intercept that well, that would have been very dangerous. Nice touch off to the side.
Staying in that good because I see Hobo committing.
Yeah.
Call him off, push it up.
Yeah, this isn't terrible, but if there's something to recognize that, I mean, I still need to work on this, but if you can recognize that all the space you have, so if you can look right before you jump for this, you know that the opponent is all the way back. He turned away, and Dream is going back. So you have all the space in the world to control this and try to start a dribble.
For sure.
Because like this is an example of like how earlier you were giving them too much space, and now they're giving you too much space, and you can try to create a dribble and maybe flick it or do something. Have your hero moment.
Yeah, no kidding, hey. That's definitely a good opportunity.
So instead you just kind of throw it away to them, which, I mean, it's overtime. It's kind of like, I want to get it off my side of the field, but if you can manage to recognize when you have that space, it's going to be help your play. Too. Yeah. There's so many times in a game where like, if I just control this ball instead of booming it downfield, you're going to win so many more games.
I wanted that one. Rotating the back post, and okay.
That could have been bad.
Yeah. That could have been very bad.
Yeah, you did
I should have
not.
just been patient.
Yeah. So like here, this is gonna be a 50. You don't know how it's gonna be a 50. So yeah, I would have gone back. Got pretty lucky that it wasn't faster, because if it was any faster, it would have been a goal.
I rushed that.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I'm keeping an eye on that. Didn't need to go for that corner boost. 4 pads in the center would have been enough.
It's good to fake that challenge and delay it. Good not to push in the corner. You don't have a teammate back yet. But now you guys are just giving them too much time. I don't know what happened here.
Yeah, there was no challenge at all. So, did I just try to challenge that one? Is that what happened there?
Just trying to see. In a view, I can see the net.
Okay, so oh, you got it past me. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're just blocking the angle into the net, which is fine. But then, okay, and then Hobo jumped, and then you went. That's why it was super slow. And this isn't terrible because you're blocking off the close angle, which doesn't gets the pass. Hobo thinks they're gonna shoot, so he jumps. But
Oh, yeah.
so it's not terrible. I think just see if you can recognize you need to push them a little bit sooner. Once you land and see that Hobo jumped.
Okay, I dove into the corner with no one back. Cool, cool, cool. Done that a few times.
Hobo does not need to go all the way back for that corner boost.
Oh, I fucking overcommit.
And then I think you score here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it works out.
But man, there were some times there that could have gone either way.
Yeah, there was a lot of times that it could have ended much earlier and in the opposite direction. So yeah.
Champ, you gotta love it.
Yeah, the main things I'd say is make sure not rotating into the same spot, so you're never on the same spot in the field, so you don't really want to do that. Twos, but oh, that, and then just recognizing when you have space. But that's also something really hard to recognize in the moment.
Yeah, not dipping in. I dip into the corners too much when I don't need to.
Yeah.
I get drawn in by the allure of the ball.
Yeah.
And then
just let them hit the ball to you.
So much stuff happening in the MLE Discord. I'm getting pinged left and right.
well,